everyone, this is Sandy Risa with StampinCrew.com. I'm an independent demonstrator. Thanks so much for joining me for our live video tutorial today. Today we are doing our September card class. Oh, I hear the sirens going off, our tornado sirens, just for practice. And what we're doing are some get well kind of thinking of you cards. So I'm using different sets. I'm not just going with one bundle. I'm doing some different ones just to get different looks, different feels for different types of cards you can do. But we are doing fun folds today. So these are real simple fun folds that anybody can do. So let us get started. All right, so our first one, we're going to be using the Sweetly Scripted stamp set. This is an online exclusive. I'll put a link on my blog so you can take a look at it. I love this one. It has 6 different sentiments. And I like this one. Speedy recovery, has a save the date, thank you, happy birthday, congrats, and happy anniversary. We don't get those very often, the anniversary. So super excited about these two. All right, so this one, I wanted to give it kind of a fall look and something maybe a little more masculine for, you know, for men. Men need to recover just as much as us ladies do. So, so this one is for the guys. All right, so what I've done is just take a half sheet of the early espresso, gotta remember my colors, and then I squirt it down the front, half right in the middle on the 2 1/8 line. So I'm gonna fold that one back. Okay, so folding like that. And then I have a piece of white that we're just going to put on the inside. I'm not really stamping words on the inside right at the moment, you know, because recovery, it could be illness, it could be, you know, having to go through chemo, which is a pain in the rear. It could be from a surgery or an accident, who knows? It could be lots of reasons. So I'm gonna leave that blank. Then I have a piece of pecan pie. Now, the measurements are going to be in the PDF if you place an order, and I'm going to send you a kit of these to make for free. And so the PDF will have all the measurements. I'm not going to provide measurements. I will provide you some supplies, a supply list though. Okay, so this is pecan pie, and I've used the Birchwood embossing folder. This thing is awesome. You can fit 2 pieces right here and run 2 at one time, which is fantastic. Okay, so we are going to just adhere this to this front panel. So I'm actually just going to put my adhesive here. Make sure you don't get too close to the edges, because we don't want it to show. And I cut my white a little bit smaller than the pecan pie so that make sure that was covered when it was closed. Okay, now I have a little piece of the Nest of Winter designer paper. Mostly just wanted this kind of for these little birch trees. I have a long piece of white, that's for a sentiment. And then I've used the bow punch to punch a couple of early espresso leaves, and then the little, I call them berries. I don't know that they're berries, but I just did those in white. Then we have a couple of these new golden woven leaves, which are super cute, kind of see-through. And then a piece of this ribbon, which is an online exclusive. It is pecan pie center striped, I don't know, striped ribbon maybe? I'll post the link for that too, because, you know, sometimes numbers escape me. Okay, let's do our stamping first. We're going to grab our Speedy Recovery here. This is a long one. I don't need the whole thing. We're going to cut it down. And I'm hoping I can get this centered right. And hopefully fairly straight. That looks pretty good. That is all the stamping we're doing on this card. Okay, now let's do a little assembly here. So we're going to adhere our designer paper right about here, maybe a 1/2 inch in, give or take. And then I'm gonna grab some liquid glue for these little small pieces. And I'm just putting a little bit on. You don't want to go crazy. And glue that down, and let's do our other one. I love this bow punch. Mostly because it is a big time saver. It's so easy to punch quickly. Than to have to die cut all the time. So now I'm going to take 2 of these little golden leaves and adhere them, and I think I'm going to use, let's see if the double-sided tape will stick on there. Oh, I think it will. I will use either double-sided tape or glue dots. I'm not going to use liquid glue because it's going to go right through that mesh, and who wants that mess? Not me. Okay. Now we're going to put these boughs on, or the berries I call them. And I can put a little glue on top. Those are gluing to the mesh, but it's only going to have glue where I want it. So it's okay if it goes through that mesh, it'll stick a little better there. Okay. Now let's trim this down a tad. I'm going to trim this. This is very long, so it doesn't really fit all the way across. Let's just do it. You can cut it off straight or you can do it slanted. I'm going to do slanted on this one. Okay, it's going to go right here. Now I'm going to take this and fold it in half. Just kind of spread it out a bit, and then I want to stick this on the back of my words. So I'm going to grab, I've got a little bit of double-sided tear and tape. I want the tails to be a little bit apart. I'm just going to use this to stick that on and hold it in place. Whoops, that slid a little bit. I think we can fix it. Okay, I'm going to trim these just a bit, give it some nice tails. Okay, and then we'll pop this up with a couple of dimensionals. One there, one on that. Well, we'll just do 3, just to be safe. Right on. Okay, now let's just bling it up a little bit. I have these are these metallic gems. They come in 3 colors. I have used the silver and the gold, so I have a bunch of copper left, which is great because then I could save it up and use it for a card that will look great with copper. Okay. And I'm just going to put a couple of those right there, a small and a large, and this card is done. I mean, how nice is that? And very masculine looking at the same time. Okay, so that's card number 1. All right, let me clean up a tad. Now our next one definitely has a more feminine feel. I'll show you the card first. It's real simple. It just opens up like this. If you wanted, you could glue this and put, you know, a tea bag in there, or a little what do you call it? A gift card or something if you want, but you don't have to. Okay? You don't even have to. You can put it, you know, maybe a cup of soup in there. Don't make it into a pocket. Just put a cup of soup or a couple tea bags and then close it up, and that'll hold it closed. Okay, so let's grab this. Now, I've already die cut these just to save a little time since we are making 3 cards today. And these are in the annual catalog. They're called Wanted to Say dies. These are the Feel Better, so it gives you the detail words and then like a little shadow, that's what I call it, a shadow to go behind it. It also has celebrate, happy birthday, and you're too kind. So good for many occasions. Now you could die cut this with some our adhesive sheets on there, which, you know, I have, and then completely forget to do it every time I do this. So I'm just using a little bit of liquid glue, which I really like. But you have to be careful because some of you are very heavy-handed with glue, and you know who you are. If you just use a little bit, just little teeny dots, and not all over it, just in different places, you know, it's not going to be sticky. Look, no stick, right? Okay, let's do a little assembly now. This one doesn't even have stamping. Do I have stamping? I put an ink pad in there, but I don't know that I stamped anything. Maybe for insides, I don't know. Okay, so this one kind of has two cards. It's got a little card and then the bigger card. So let's make up our big card first. We're just going to put, this is the Perennial Lavender Designer Paper, which is gorgeous. This was actually a carryover. It's in the annual catalog, and it was a carryover from the mini catalog, the spring mini, or the January to April. I don't know, I still call it the spring mini, but the papers all look so nice together. It's just gorgeous. So I have a couple packs. I just pull it out every once in a while to use on something because I just love it. Okay, so our base card, that's all we need to do. Inside the smaller card, we have our front. We're going to put a piece of white on the inside. And you don't have to cover the whole back with seal adhesive. I know some of you like to, but it's not going anywhere. Trust me. Okay, now I'm going to just center this right on the back of my card. And if you wanted to, you could have added some designer paper on the back of that too. That is up to you. I didn't do that, but you can. All right, now we're going to pop this up, and I think I'm going to use small dimensionals for this so I can fit them behind the little shadow. One here, and maybe one, oh, I can't fit one up at the top. That's okay. There we go. Love these words. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, I'm gonna tie, because I felt like it needed a little something extra. A little something something, a little linen thread bow. If I can get my fingers wrapped around it. I don't know why I can't get my loop through. I need to get my fingernail. I need to cut my fingernails down. That's the problem. They're getting too long. And they're just not working for me. I usually go on Thursday mornings and they're still hanging in there. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. Maybe go next week. Okay. Now you can use glue dot, or you can just use a little bit of liquid glue. I'm just gonna do a little drop, the teeniest little drop of liquid glue. We'll see if that's enough. It was pretty small. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna grab these. These are our purple fine shimmer gems. You can see I have, this is a full pack. It has 3 different shades of purple. It's got like a reddish purple, a nice dark purple, and then a lighter purple. This goes, all the colors go with this paper. So I'm gonna pull out some of my partial ones. Let's just pull these out and see what we got. Oh, here's one that's come off of the adhesive. I think I'll use these dark ones. Find my pick tool here. I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do a big one, and then I'll grab a small and another small, maybe down here. Isn't that cute? So simple, nice and easy to do. You could put another piece of designer paper. I wouldn't make it busy. I'd make it pretty, you know, subtle if you're gonna put another one back there. Okay, that is number 2. Let's try to wrangle all these gems in here. Back into a bag. How many of you have just random bags of partial gems? Probably many of you. Come on, get in there. I have these plastic, kind of thicker plastic ones, but they don't all fit in there all the time, so I just rubber band them around. Okay. That's number 2. We've got one more. All right, let's clear this out. This is the Fun Fold. Now this is using the, this is an online exclusive paper. And it's gonna kill me because I can't think of the name of it. But we have 2 more papers like this. We have a fall one in the mini catalog. Let's see, this one right here, it's called Autumn, Splendid Autumn. Okay, they're 6x6 paper. This is perfect for 6x6 designer paper. We also have one in the annual catalog, I think, called Thoughtful Journey. Oh, Meandering Meadows, that's it. I knew it would come back to me. Meandering Meadows. And because it's a thank you card, and depending on the paper, you could do masculine or feminine, because they have, it's just scenery. It's just scenery. So this one I chose had flowers. And I just kind of picked, when I did for card class, I just picked different ones. So I've got purple, pink, and yellow backgrounds. I'm going to do a yellow one for this card. And super easy to do. So you cut the designer paper. First you cut it to 5 inches tall. That's how tall we're making it. You want to make sure when you go to glue it that you have all your pieces. So this is 6 inches, so I've cut it to 5 inches tall, and then 1 1/4, and then I cut off 3 3/4, and then 1 1/4. So it comes out to 6. I think that's, yeah, no, that's 3 1/2, 3 1/2. Okay. I've got someone trying to call me. I hope they're not outside. They're gonna have to wait for a minute. Okay. Then I've cut just a white, kind of a white background. Depending on what you do, you might want to use color, you might want to leave it off. But if you have a lot of this type of paper left, this is a great way to use it up. Okay. Someone's supposed to come by after 1. Maybe that's why they're calling. Maybe they're early. I don't know. But there's no stopping now, is there? Okay, so we're just gluing it to a mat. And then I scored this. Oh, that one looks like I had a little bit of struggle scoring that one. Okay. So we fold back from the center, fold those 2 back, and then fold these 2 up. Grab my fold folder. So this is the back. This is the front. Then we have an extra piece of white that we use for the back, and that's where you're going to do your writing. So I'm just going to adhere that down. Send a note, right? For sending a card, we got to send a note. All right, now let's fold this back out. Make sure that our pieces are in the right order. Then we're going to glue to this first panel. Then the other one glues to the last panel. Right there. And then our center panel. Pretty. All right, now I've used a couple of the Stylish Shape dies, and we're gonna use, let's see, I've got Thinking of You Today, or you could do Hope You're Feeling Better. Hope You're Feeling Better Soon. That would fit on there. I'm gonna do that one. And then I think, oh, I was gonna use Garden Green, pardon my arm. Will I reach? I'm using Garden Green because that color goes with everything. Let's try doing Hope You're Feeling Better Soon on the front. And then we can do Thinking of You Today on the back. I've already glued that, so I'm not gonna risk it right at the moment. Now I've cut a little banner just to coordinate with my card base. I'm gonna cut it in half. And we're only going to use a little bit of it just to have a little extra color there. Okay, and then we'll pop this on here. And then we can pop this up with a couple of dimensionals. Right about there. If this is pretty and you don't, if you have a whole bunch of sky on your paper, you can put it up high if you want. Then we're going to use some of these brass birds and dragonflies, which are also an online exclusive, still available. And I'm going to do a couple dragonflies on this one. Put one there, and then one, whoops. Maybe over here in the green, it should show up pretty nice right there. And those don't belong on there. Okay. So isn't that cute? I love this. This is so easy too. It does take a little more cardstock, but because it's, how big is this? It's 5.5 by 11. But we can use some of our other cardstock for use it on other projects too. So those are our projects for today for our Get Well card class. Hope you enjoyed them. I would love to have an order from you. If you place an order of at least 35, I'll send you the kit to make 6 of these, 2 of each. And then if you make a purchase of 50 or more, I will also send you a pack of embellishments for free. All right. Thanks so much. Oh, my camera slid down. Good grief. I am so sorry. I hope you didn't miss too much. All right. Thanks so much, and I will see you all soon. All right. Bye-bye.